On the town council meeting to order this July 15th, 17th. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk Treasurer, call the roll, please.
Council President Rector Heidi.
Here.
Council Vice President Mike Polsky.
Here.
Council Member, I was going to say Brian there. Wow.
You know, there might be some, I'm just getting ready to comment that, that's not
Oh
nice.
my gosh. Councilmember Joe Seifert.
Here.
Councilmember Anna Peak. Here.
Thank you, ma'am. That was fun. All right. Consent agenda, there were several items on it. It looked like for the most part, the budget's correct, debits, everything lined up. I don't see any columns that have any major issues with it.
I mean, nothing that we're not already aware of, you know, big purchases that we approved or whatever.
Right, out of general fund? Yep, saw that. Does anybody have any questions on the items listed in the consent agenda? I entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second. Got a motion and a second. Any additional conversation? All those in favor, signify by saying aye. 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 Opposed? Okay, citizen comments. Sir, you want to comment on anything? You're just here for the entertainment, aren't you? It's okay. Staff reports. Chief.
Wanted to give you a heads up. We are going to have a sentencing for a child sexual predator this month from a December 2024 case. That'll go on 7/23. He had pled guilty to 13 felony counts, so that might hit the news. So I wanted to make sure you guys were aware before that day.
Is that Hancock or
Marion. There was an arson that had happened at 11006 East Washington Street. I'm sure you guys had already seen that. Didn't know if anybody had that.
It was arson.
It was arson, yeah. And the arson team is assisting with the ongoing investigation. So we do have 2 juvenile suspects that were identified in our arrest. Yesterday, officers during day shift assisted the FBI task force with the apprehension of a robbery suspect wanted out of Kokomo. Got them on a traffic stop, so that was nice to see. Officers also yesterday, we were kind of busy, assisted with probation sweeps with the Marion County Probation Department, and we have been doing this for quite some time. During that sweep, a serious violent felon was located in possession of a machine gun, and the officers took enforcement action making that arrest. Our gun liaison was utilized for that call. This detail has been headed up by Sergeant Hartley for the last few years and been very successful, very good collaboration between us and the probation team. We've been very visible on the trails. Had a lot of great contacts and conversations with the community members, and a lot of times it's Peter. Peter's been doing a great job with that, so I don't know if you've seen him during the day, but Peter's been out there doing his thing. Seen an increase in the drone and canine deployments. We had 4 officers last week that graduated with their field training officer certificate, and that's much needed, because over the years we've had a lot of people that, you know, as we get new people come in, they get kind of 12 hours in the car with somebody training them is very grueling, so. And then lastly, Community Day is on August 4th. It's our national night out. We kind of, instead of doing what we did in the past, we went back old school and did the national night out on the first Tuesday of August, 5:30 to 7:30 here at Town Hall. And that's it.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Ben?
So we got information that we were not awarded the LEI Arts and Culture Grant, unfortunately, which was for kind of the downtown arts district area. The Indiana Arts Commission seemed to not award any in central Indiana to government agencies. They were all not-for-profit and for-profit entities that they went to, but Christine and her staff will continue to work on some of those plans. They have been working on some have been pursuing that, so I think that's really good to have our businesses engaged so much with your senior staff, and facade grants will certainly help brighten up life in downtown up a little bit. And then the Foursquares project seems to be moving forward with the CDC and town staff and the developer that answered the LOI. They're building pro forma coming back to us, but kind of aligns with some of the vision we've had with incubation space and kind of public green and art space back behind. Looks like early their pro forma works pretty well. They would look to purchase out the space from the CDC, but then they need some kind of potential incentive package. They don't want to go to any construction until next year because they don't want to do any permitting with the city of Indianapolis. Starting in January of next year, they did work with the town of Cumberland instead of the city of Indianapolis. So we've had more developer conversations in Marion County, and they've all gone that exact same way. There's interest now, but people want to work projects and then in 27 approach when they can work with the town of Cumberland and the city of Indianapolis. So I think that's all pretty good stuff. Despite not getting the grant, we really are moving, and a lot of transformative things are happening downtown. I know some of the new traveling mural work is getting done, and a lot of that's painted and installed. The furniture that you guys approved arrived today or yesterday, and staff will start putting that together and installing that in the back this Friday. Hoping to have that done and start moving people next week.
Any new development projects on the board for this year, or probably not?
We're seeing, a lot of the cases we had before us for zoning last year going through their planning and construction plans at this point. And so I think you'll see some, at least 2 of those moving dirt yet this year. And then, we've got one project kind of being revisited with a new developer, and then the commercial development, their development plan goes for completion this month, so they should be moving dirt yet this year. So we'll probably start seeing more fall activity this year, and then move into spring.
Thank you.
We've had some conversations with builders interested in other land in town, which we can talk about sometime outside of the meeting. There's a couple spots that I think are more likely to move, and I am meeting the CEO of Citizens in the coming weeks because there's still major infrastructure hurdles on the water side for development to move south of Pensy Trail. There's basically a 2-mile shortage of water pipe that developers have been asked to install 2 miles of off-site infrastructure. So meeting with Citizens to see if there's any kind of economic development deal or things that can be struck or negotiated on that front. So
Speaking of Citizens and repaving and restriping, when does the crosswalk lines go back in?
using
Yes.
the crosswalk painting. They took the crosswalk out and made the paving I'm using. That was supposed to be in the punch list.
I don't remember anything about that Tuesday in the project.
Okay, I'll check on it, get you an answer. Citizens is coming out or just came out to fix that dip. If you'll recall, they had that giant fiber duct that they had to move under the road for the final project. So I think that final piece is getting done. So we should be able to get it up quickly.
Thank you. Yeah, Caleb, please let me know. Like I said, that was there, and it took a while to get there, so that we want to get back out on the road.
You don't have to go out with spray paint, and those are.
You know, that was my promise before. We'll take a set of rollers out there and just kind of roll it down. Maybe there's a something out there to help. You never know. All right, I don't see any old business. So new business, final consideration of demo quotes. If I have demo quotes down for 3 houses.
I'm going to yield that over to Caitlin as she procured that.
And thank you, asking for a spreadsheet together so we kind of see the numbers all on one sheet. I think that would make it a little easier, so I appreciate it.
Yes, we had TNS excavating Bedford's, they were the first ones. They did the home on Duck Creek Road. They're by the new Rockbridge development. They took that home down, and they were the other two homes. And Ray's Demolition, they actually got to stop in last Wednesday and was interested in getting on our list to, provide bids for home demos. And I was like, well, perfect timing, can you do this? And they were able to turn around in a couple days. So, the only thing that's missing is for the third one for the Buck Creek Road house. I did not ask TNS Excavating to quote that because at the time that I requested the quotes, the fire department was interested in using it, so I wasn't sure when that time frame would come, so that's the only difference. Everything else they bid exactly the same. I went through all of them today just to double check that everything was the same. They require us to call in and have everything
Utility
disconnected. And I did get a hold of Citizens Energy Group last week, and I know that the home at 12215 has been disconnected, they no longer have a meter. So they let me know what their process would be for that, and, it's pretty simple, so that won't take long. But you have the 3 quotes for each home, and I went ahead and put in an order for when they were received. It looks to me like the demo is going to be the lowest bidder.
Yeah, all three.
Yes, on all 3. And I was made aware that, one of the homeowners, I'm not 100% sure if it's on Dunbar or on, Buckley, their mortgage company did release their funds, and, they've been in touch with Aaron, the building commissioner, and asked, if they were still allowed to do it themselves. And we told them, yes, you can, but just so you know, we're taking this before council, so it's kind of a who takes their first.
It's gonna be done before you look.
So that's the Buckley Court one.
Okay,
But I was having a similar conversation with the Dunbar South,
okay.
and I'm like, if you plan to do something, you better do it.
I saw
Once we get the quotes, we just like, it's too late.
I saw those, I wasn't sure about Buckley.
So somebody from Dunbar finally got back in touch with you?
It's the mortgage company. It's not the owners, and a third party kind of was able to get to the mortgage company and work around.
You know, you mentioned that one at your last meeting, so the Dunbar one was the one that had asked for time before the last meeting, I was pretty sure. Was it, one of them said that they were getting it resolved and would have need like 45 days to do it themselves before the last meeting.
It might have been Buckley.
This is the one that came in with the mortgage.
The attorney.
Yeah.
I don't think
That
it
may have
was
been
Buckley.
But the one that Dunbar was dealing with through email, and they were like, we want to restore, it was like, you got a full permit before we come up to them.
And they've had way more than enough time. Way past the time that we said. And they're, I mean, the luckiest was we were while we getting any kind of quotes.
Yep, and they said they've had extension time based off that.
Yeah.
And they said if it wasn't Dunbar, then it was Buckley was asking for more time before your last meeting, and they had asked, obviously, to come on months back, so.
And we were generous that night.
Yeah,
So would it be worth getting them to put it in writing or whatever, that we're gonna take care of it?
For the Dunbar Circle one, I told them they needed to come and request an extension of time from you guys, and when this is gonna be on their agenda.
Okay.
So, as far as the Dunbar Circle one goes, I think they've been made aware that they needed to request an extension of time from council at a meeting and be present, and so they're basically waiting for you guys to approve it, deadlines.
Buckley was also aware of that process, they came to your meeting, they knew what their extension was, so all the parties are aware, nobody's directly here requesting an extension.
It was gonna keep dragging it out. Are all these package bids, or can we farm to?
You can find, they're all separate. But I did want to note that the home on Buck Creek Road, is on loan septic, so we're gonna have to,
The other thing we noticed, we talked about on the phone earlier today on Buckley Court, not included in the quote is taking out the fence. Can we do that in-house?
Let me think about it, and like, I know physically we can, I just want to think about it, because we have to lean it and calculate costs and things like that, so, but it's something we can get done,
Yeah, because I mean, it needs to go too.
something we can get done, so.
They maybe update
Their quote, I'm okay with that, because they're very competitive on their quote with the other two places anyway.
I've got a few concerns. I know Hippo, said they were gonna be filling the basement. I didn't see where Ray said anything about that. I'm assuming they were gonna do it, but did they know there was a basement? Like,
She knew that there was a basement, I talked with her and, Junior about it, and let them know that it had flooded and all that stuff, because we wouldn't allow them to know.
okay, well, and it might be the way they wrote it. We know that they're gonna do it. It was just, I couldn't.
The code and demo spec they have requires it, so.
Yeah, okay, Ray was gonna do an asbestos inspection. Hippo and TS is not, and the one on Buck Creek Road might have some asbestos. I don't know if that's something that's important or not, but
I think theoretically it is, you're demoing it, taking it out, but there's still.
it has to be like encapsulated and everything if there is asbestos.
Was asbestos used on residential or commercial only?
It was used in residential too.
Was it?
And for the age of the house, it could have been in that house, the other two homes, it wouldn't have been.
Especially as old as that sign is, like some of the pipes are probably wrapped with asbestos. Like in the basement, I would not be surprised if they're not.
I've not seen any wrapped in the basement, but I'd be more concerned about the siding with the age of it.
Okay.
That type of thing.
Siding wood though, isn't it?
I think there is some, but sometimes the sheets behind at the time were asbestos for fire barriers and things like that. I think there is a kind of tile portion along one side of the houses that may be asbestos tile, so.
So I know that probably doesn't cover that. The bids, I mean,
Yeah, and you guys could, like I said, parse it out. That one I think is your lowest concern because that's property that you as the town own. So if you wanted to do the unsafe building cases, that's not an unsafe building case. We could get more information on that, or you get approved pending information on that. If it's not included or not acceptable, or if you want to go with Ray's that does have that built in, you could also report it that way.
okay. I mean, if they find it, they're gonna tell you that, you know, this doesn't include them
Correct.
taking it out. So, I think that's like a concern.
Yeah, it has to be disposed of differently.
Right,
That's-
right.
So that's why the cost would typically be a variable, so.
Yeah, I know, Ray talks about like making sure there's a positive drain on, the other two don't. I'm assuming they are going to, but I don't know for sure. Rays will seed in straw. TNS said they would. And then, as far as TNS, the foundation, I guess, they're only gonna put like 18 inches over.
Will it break?
Yeah, and, I don't know if that's a problem. I think Ray is doing like 3 feet or something.
18's minimum bid spec, you just take it under grade, but I think that's not environmentally a problem or site-wise a problem, not typically future development problem. 3 feet's gonna be a little bit easier, but you're settling or drainage issues,
Yeah.
Over time on those properties, but
Yeah.
we also won't own those properties.
Yeah, I know. And then, I guess, I don't know if there's any, like central areas that are gonna be removed. I know, Rose is going to, you know, if there's any, Freon, you know, like,
The disposable of the Freon.
yeah, I mean, anyway,
So all that's in the same bid spec, they should be all doing that, but Ray's has done a lot better job outlining their services, so.
okay,
Ray's does a lot of this work, they're pretty much just trash and demolition, so I'm not as familiar with the other two companies' work, so.
okay,
But
well,
I know TNS or whatever, they did do seemed to be a very good job on the home they took down next to Rock Ridge for, for Taylor Morrison, so. They did get complaints and they were in and out pretty quickly with their dental work.
okay, my only other concern is, there could possibly be like underground heating tanks. And I know they mentioned that, you know, they would be removing them. They're not regulated by IDEM, I don't think. So I don't know if that's something,
They're not required to be, the only one that would be the house you guys own, by Creek Road, homestead. I'm trying to remember, it's been a while since I've been down there, if there's a coal burner or a oil burner in the basement. That one. Been a little bit. I don't think there was one in there last time, like, I don't remember seeing one in there, the Foursquares had coal bins and one had an oil burner in it, but I don't think that house does.
well, I guess if it did, it would probably just need to be pumped out or
Yeah.
something, just so that,
Yeah,
yeah.
if there were anything in it,
Yeah.
unlikely would be at this point, but.
And then as far as us, utilities, so we're gonna call to have them disconnected, or we're gonna actually disconnect them? We have to call.
You have to call for the utility shut off.
Okay, and then they're gonna do the disconnect.
Yeah, they do all the disconnecting
Okay.
and demo out, and utilities come out and remove their
Okay.
meters, and then they'll demo everything else and cap it, so.
Okay, and then, our sewer just needs to be
Yeah, they'll
kept
cap it.
really, really well. This is from experience of children putting rocks. If they can get the top off the sewer, put rocks in them, anyway.
They have to cap the lateral, they leave the lateral there, but they, typically they do that for rebuild development, things like
Yeah.
that, so. They also have to call for inspection and have demolition permits and those things too, so. Most likely have visits from Aaron and from Cody both, like Cody on the sewer and Aaron on the safe demolition. And Aaron also, like Caitlin said, was really impressed with TNS and the demolition that they did next to Rock Ridge.
Okay,
Is Aaron certified or qualified to do an asbestos action?
I don't think so, I mean, he can identify it and has building code and.
I just didn't know since he was in that, he may have been certified and,
That would be a better question if Aaron were here, he knows way more about this stuff.
yeah, I'm just asking, you know, he could do it quick. If he is, he could look the
He could look at it.
Duck Creek and tell you whether
He was on
his
the,
opinion.
in Richmond, he did hundreds of unsafe building cases, so he's done a lot of these projects and did work when he was in Richmond as building commissioner over there, so. Really familiar with a lot of the work and the bid specs and, pretty much the safe cleanup and disposal of that, so. said, we can have them amend it. I don't think it would add in a huge amount of cost. Or we can have it done separately, if it's not. I mean, it just kind of depends on how you want to do it. My guess is it won't add very much to the cost, because they're just out there with equipment, and most of their cost is in dumpster weight. They don't know as much of it's calculated around how many dumpster loads, so.
Yeah. And locate it, or, throw it in.
Yeah.
Or they will not.
So definitely ask for it, but,
Does anybody else have any questions? Do we want to do it by address, I assume?
if you
Awarding them to
can-
the state, yeah, if you're awarding them to the same one, like that, but if you're
piecing it out.
I'll take a motion, I mean, Hippo's the cheapest out of all three.
I'll make a motion that we have Hippo do. I'll second.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, deal scheduled.
Thank you.
All right. So that's good. Council comments. You gotta have July first, let me have it, it's okay. No council comments. Future agenda items.
Oh, I do have one. I just wanted to tell Ben, congratulations for your seat on the, board of directors for AIM.
Thank you.
That's a pretty big deal.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Christine just gave me her condolences. She knows what goes on.
Okay.
Future agenda
I
items.
get it.
I have
prayers now.
There's a couple ordinances we have drafted, Councilor Tejada and I talked about one. There's some complaints from residents, but you circulate up with attorneys on different parking things and see legalities, and then you guys will have to weigh how far you would actually want to take that to figure out what's acceptable versus what you think is taking it too far, just to address some commercial parking on roadways for extended periods of time, things like that. Have some employee handbook updates and codify ethics policy on things, wanted to elaborate on that, the tech code. I think working towards some quotes, we started talking about budget already, for a while. Eric is, moving things a little bit into BSNA, so we're hoping to be able to do more in the software this year, some spreadsheets, with payroll or employee pay and things like that. It's one of those that we should start being able to do some high-level budget presentations and needs and things where we're going. So, hoping to have some of that pretty soon. So, more policy focused. I don't know that we have other huge things. Planning Commission have anything pending?
There's a potential PV that could be going to the council as early as August, but could be later, just depending on what happens with the planning commission. And then we have, the planning commission is having a work session at 5:30 before their meeting, 2 weeks from today, just to talk about housing audits and that, we're required to hold a public hearing, and that's something we're doing. The commission and the council kind of August, September, so we'll do a work session and talk through, what our findings on that. So council is invited to attend that, which will be providing probably pizza for dinners.
Okay, anything else? I'll entertain a motion.
Motion.
I'll second.
Call the July 15th, 2026, Timberland Park Board meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please call the roll.
President Holsky,
Here.
Vice President Seeker,
Here.
Member Terheidi,
Here.
Member Loud, Member Peak,
Here.
We have the minutes to consider from June 24th. Are there any questions or comments that will pertain to that?
Make a motion to approve the minutes from June 24th.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Three, that passes. 4-0. Any public comments tonight? Okay. Financial register, has everybody seen the claims register for the June, and are there any questions?
Make a motion to approve claims register for June.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. 4-0. The report, do we have those?
yes, staff mowed and weeded the parks and trails, they cleaned the parks and trails. I attended the 2026 Parkview LWCF pre-con meeting. There was an issue with the bollards, but they seem to have fixed that issue. BFNS is assembling example imagery that will be sent out as a survey for the board to identify materials, themes, and overall look that appeal to them. BFNS is redesigning and will share an updated conceptual layout in the coming month. This will incorporate input and feedback received from the Parks Board and staff. The new concept will identify 2 options for a phase 1 construction project that will have estimates and probable costs. Focus will be on playground, parking lot, and restroom facility. I also wanted to add that we were investigating and looking into changing the park rental hours. The way that they're currently structured, there's no in-between time. There's no break in between rentals, so it's currently 7 to noon, noon to 5, 5 to 10. And in this past couple weeks, we've received some complaints about people being there when they didn't think that they needed to be. So after speaking with staff and the police department, we think that it's best to adjust those hours so that there is some in-between time so people can pack up, make sure everything's cleaned up and ready to go. And Christine and I and Nikki met today about the Parks Recreation Committee. We are looking to meet with them in the next 2 weeks. I spoke with both Brenda and Ross today. And we plan to have like a more informal first meeting so that we can just kind of get scope out there and like get an idea of where our heads are with everything and get their ideas as well, and then start a more formal meeting process going forward.
Anyone have any questions? That pretty much was old business and new business. So, there those. Like I say, anybody have any comments? Future agenda items. Pretty much covered that too, didn't you? That's good, thank you. Yeah, they motion. Nobody has anything.
Motion to adjourn. Second.
So, thank you all.